I actually have quite a history with the indigenous people of Maine because I happen to live nearby the town where the last native mascot was being used, the Skowhegan Indians, and my father had gone to that high school, and his father had gone to that high school, and they were still using this very racist stereotype as recently as a couple years ago. And some native people that live closer to me in Solon, the chief of the Penobscot, Barry Dana, was one of my first campaign endorsers, but years before that, he had asked me to be an ally in the struggle. His daughter, Molly and Dana, led the struggle to not only retire that last mascot, but to pass a law in Maine banning the use of native-themed mascots in the future in any public schools. So I was able to get involved as an ally using my blog that I wrote, which turned out to be a kind of an important vehicle of alternate journalism about it, using my voice to lobby the Maine legislature to pass the law, going to school board meetings, speaking as a teacher. I didn't work in that school district. I didn't live there anymore, but I still paid property taxes there, and some of my children went to those schools growing up. But being able to be a voice of an educator saying, you know, these kind of stereotypes aren't just harming Native children that see them, they harm all the children. They are being exposed to stereotypes is bad for children because it sends them the signal like it's okay to depersonalize a whole race of people and use them like a cartoon image. I took great interest in the Truth and Reconciliation Commission that the state of Maine and the Wabanaki people engaged in. This is kind of a sad story. The state of Maine removed many Native children from their families' homes over the course of the 1970s, even through recently that was going on. And it was, most of those children were raised without any connection to their culture. And Wabanaki is an umbrella term for the tribes that are recognized here in Maine: Passamaquoddy, Penobscot, Micmac. And the state of Maine convened a hearing to let the children and the adults that were harmed by that practice speak about it and testify and say, this is the effect that it had on me. It was really emotional. Many of them were abused in the foster home placements that they were put into. And that process, I taught about that process a lot because as a high school teacher, I used to teach an elective on genocides, and I always felt it was very important to address the genocide, the attempted genocide of Native people. And I came in contact with a lot of Native people I didn't know through those processes, and we've cooperated on educational experiences that students have had and that adults have had in the community. So it is actually pretty important to me, and it probably should be reflected more in my website. Thanks for pointing that out too.
Yeah.